there! Welcome to Feathers of Wisdom. I'm Stacy, the Black Feather Intuitive. Today I thought I would switch things up and do something a little bit different. There has been an interesting trend out there talking about yes and no tarot. And I wanted to sort of throw my hat into the ring there and offer you my 2 cents. Of course, keeping in mind that my opinion and a couple bucks get you a cup of coffee. So take what works and leave the rest behind. But tarot is actually not designed to give yes and no answers. And so anyone who's using tarot to get a yes or no answer can often feel very discouraged or frustrated because there still is a lot of interpretation required when you're getting a card that really isn't, sometimes it is very clear, okay, yes, this is the way to go, or, oh no, I got the death card, so I don't want to go there. But there's so much that leaves room for interpretation in there that it can get very confusing. So I'd like to offer a couple of tips and suggestions on things that I use in order to get that yes or no answer that I'm looking for. And they have nothing to do with tarot. The first one is a kinesthetic or kinesiology approach, muscle testing. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So what you're going to need for this is you're going to need to sort of stand with your feet, just a little less than a hip width apart, knees not locked, nice and loose. You're going to shake out your muscles, make sure that your shoulders are back and down and your arms are straight. And I'm going to end up demonstrating this way to show you what I'm talking about. But for right now, that's kind of the stance that you're looking for. And you want to, it's all really about how you ask the question. So I'm going to give you a really good example. I absolutely adore dogs. No shocker there. If you've watched any of my videos, I'm sure you've seen one or both of my dogs or heard them in the background. So I'm going to actually show you what happens in my body when I ask myself an affirmative question. Okay, so I'm going to just turn to the side here, get myself into position. I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to relax my arms. And the question I'm going to ask myself is, I'm just going to say, it's actually not a question, it's a statement. I shouldn't even say it's a question. It's a statement that I am making. I love my dogs. And as you can see, my body naturally moves forward. That's not me moving forward. That's my body naturally moving forward. That is an affirmative. That is a yes for me. That is a huge yes. And in fact, my body swayed quite drastically forward. Now I'm going to do the same thing and I'm going to actually make a negative statement. So I'm getting myself in my stance, making sure I'm nice and loose, closing my eyes, breathing deeply. I hate dogs. Whew. So I'm hoping you can see on the video that I automatically fell back. And again, this is not me consciously moving myself forward and back. This is my body's response, letting me know what's working for me and what's not. So you know that I love my dogs, but I made a statement that was not my truth, and my body fell backwards. So you can use this with anything at all that you're looking for a yes or no answer. Should I go and see a horror movie tonight? Well, I'm not a fan of horror movies, so we'll see what happens. Should I go and see a horror movie tonight? Yeah, my body naturally peels back because it's not something that is really going to be beneficial to me. You can do this with foods, certain foods. Sorry for the shaking. Speaking of dogs, Vader is using the dark side of the Force right now and trying to get at his bone, which is under my stand. So you can use this with foods that are good for you. You can hold a food object in your hand. For example, I am very allergic to shrimp and shellfish. So if I were to put a package of shrimp in my hand, and I could definitely put it in my right hand and follow the procedure, standing there shaking, holding it in my hand, I can ask my body, is this product good for me? And my body would either move backwards or forwards depending on what's going on. So you can put objects or items in your hands and actually ask the question, is this good for me or is this not good for me? Same with if you have a question in your life or a direction, you've got a choice to make and you're not sure which direction to choose. You can do this with your body as well, in terms of getting a clear answer and a clear direction. And this is all about tuning into your inner guidance. This is not, I mean, tarot is a tool. This is also another tool, but this is really all about learning how to tune into your own inner guidance and learning how to trust your body, trust your guts, trust what is being told to you, and that will never steer you in the wrong direction. Also, another tool that you can use is a pendulum. And I actually, up until very recently, have not had much luck with a pendulum. And I was at the Pagan Pride Festival here in Raleigh, North Carolina, just a couple weeks ago, actually. A great little festival, really fun to go outside and walk around and see all of the vendors. And it was like the third or fourth booth that I went to when I first arrived. And it's this beautiful peacock feather. It's all ceramic. It's a pendulum. And I've tried a number of these and never worked. And this one just, I mean, it's like it jumped out at me. And so what you do with the pendulum is you just hold it and you put your hand underneath of it. I close my eyes because if my eyes are open, I influence it. And I'm going to just sort of get it centered. And I'm going to use the dog example again. I love dogs, and let's see what direction it swings. And sometimes it takes a little while to get there. And so right now I'm getting a yes. I don't know if you can see that. It's moving north-south for me. There it goes. It's really starting to swing now. So it's going north-south for me. Now I'm going to ask a negative, sort of not a negative, but a question that I know it's going to give me a no. I hate dogs. And as you can see, it's going east and west. And so that for me is a no. Anyway, these are just a couple of little tools that I thought I would sort of throw out there. If you're on that trend of a yes or no tarot, in my opinion, tarot is not really designed for that. It is designed for more thought-provoking questions, for an overview of life situations, you know, predicting the future, looking at different patterns and cycles that you might be caught in. But to get an actual yes or no answer, I feel that the kinesthetic way that I just showed you, as well as the pendulum, when you find one that really speaks to you, speaks your language, those really are very beneficial and very clear-cut to give you a very clear yes or no as to what direction you want to take. I hope this was helpful, and we will see you next time. Have a great day.